Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JD Moonen from jdmoonen.com. I'm coming at you guys with another Magicka DK build video. This one's going to be called the Omen's Edge. It's probably one of the hardest hitting Mag DK builds I've made in a long time. I really like it. It's a lot of fun, and it hits like a fucking Mack truck. So basically, in this video, I'm going to go over gear. I'm going to go over stats. I'm also going to go over CP. And give you guys an idea of what to expect. As well, at the end of the video, there's going to be some footage, so be sure to stay tuned and check that out. You guys can see me do some 1vx and all that good stuff. So I do fuck up a lot of AD and some good DC. There's some good fights in there. Anyway, so let's dive into gear, what I'm running, and then stats, man, and then I'll show you guys my skills. So let's go ahead and dive into this real quick. So for gear, we're running Blood Spawn. We got Blood Spawn back on in this build. Now I am running a light helmet. This is going to be in pin, and I'm running heavy shoulders. These are also going to be in pin. Now I'm running a heavy rattle cage chest, and then I am running 4 pieces of desert rose on the body. All of these are going to be in pin. I went maximum in pin on this build because we're not looking to sit in a fight and block. This build, we want to kite. We want to get in there, nuke somebody quick. If we can't kill them, get the fuck out. Go get your resources back, get your ultimate back up, and then go back in. So that's what we're doing with this build. On our jewelry, we're running Forbidden Jewels for the necklace. Running Gem of Curses. Both of these are going to be arcane rings as well as an arcane neck. All of the armor pieces are going to have max Magicka enchantments on them. As well as all of the jewelry is going to have max spell damage. I know everybody's like, well, JD, you're not blocking. No, we're not blocking to mitigate damage right now. As a matter of fact, our healing is so good with this setup, we don't even need block right now. So I'll dive into that here in just a bit. So now let's dive into what we have on sword and shield. So for shield, I'm running a reinforced shield on front bar and a reinforced shield on back bar. I'm running a sharpened one-handed sword of rattle cage on the front bar and a defending one-handed dagger on the back bar. Now, as you guys can see, the Omen's Edge, which is the name of the sword, is also the name of the build. I just really liked that name, so I used it. It's also the name of the build. Anyways, so let's dive into stats so you guys can kind of see how ridiculous this build actually is. This build is really gnarly. We are right at 3k spell damage. We have 38,000 max Magicka on the front bar, and then on the back bar we are sitting at 37,225. So we have 24.6 max health. That's going to be on both bars. We're sitting at 15k stam, right? Like I said, 3k spell damage. I mean, we're literally 66 points under 3k. Yeah, it's a lot of damage. With a continuous attack buff, you're at 3094. And then whenever you proc, so here, let me go ahead and show you guys what enchantments we're running on the weapons. So on the front bar, we're running the Berserker enchant, which is going to increase our spell damage by 348 when we hit somebody. So that's going to knock us up to 3,500 spell damage when we proc that. Okay, so I did check the leap. With that proc, the leap is a 20k tooltip. I've been smacking kids with 17k leaps. I think the lowest leap I've hit was probably about 14k. I don't think I've hit one yet that hasn't crit. So it's insane. It's a lot of damage. And on our back bar, we're running the reduce resistance glyph. I like that just a little bit better for those heavy armor targets. I can just switch to the back bar, smack them with it, and then go back to the front bar and start beating the shit out of them. So let's go back to stats. So what we're looking at with stats right here, spell resistance is 22,390 unbuffed and 1430 physical resistance. Now if we go ahead and buff that up, see it changes a little bit, 19,580 on the physical and almost capped for spell resistance. Now our critical resist is 3120. I know that's pretty fucking high because cap I believe is 32. So we're almost at cap for critical resistance. I think this is a really good number to sit at with this build because we are very squishy. So if you get caught, you're gonna die. Like with this setup, you're gonna die even with volatile armor on. Like volatile armor is just allowing us to you know, take some damage while we're kiting, or while we're in there nuking somebody real quick and then getting the fuck out. So, I mean, that's what we're doing. Like, Mistform is going to be your best friend with this build. Our spell penetration is at 9k. I'll show you guys how I'm achieving that. We are in light armor, so that's why we're getting the 41.9 spell critical. Now, this is also on both bars. Now, guys, you want this on both bars. This is crucial. If you want to go more of a dot setup and you want to take off inner light off the front bar, that's fine. But I think I really like the inner light on the front bar, so it increases my damage quite a bit. So anyways, let's go back over to stats real quick and what we're doing over here. So here's our recoveries. They're still quite low, but I mean we're running Desert Rose with this setup, so we don't need a whole lot of recovery. I have tried other things like Alteration Mastery and shit like that, tested it, just doesn't work. So Desert Rose is definitely going to be what we're going to want to use. We are stage 4 Vampire. We are using the Apprentice. That's given us a lot of damage. And our major sorcery buff is up at all times because of Rattle Cage, so this is what's freeing up that back bar slot, which is giving us that extra crit on the back bar. Now, if you don't want to run that extra crit on the back bar, I think you should, because Cauterize is like a 7k heal, and it's only level 3 for me, and it's healing me for like 7k a tick. So I would suggest having Cauterize on that back bar instead of Wings, because you can dodge roll and then, you know, kite and get away from snipe spammers. So I don't think that Wings are, like, they're just not that powerful, man. They're really not. Like, I mean, it's still 4 abilities, and when you're in a Zerg down scenario, like, 4 abilities hit you very quickly. So I mean, it's just, at that point it's just a waste of Magicka. Right here we're running Tri-Stat as well, so keep that in mind. And then we have our Major Prophecy up on both bars 100% of the time because of Inner Light and Cauterize on the back bar. So let's dive into skills real quick. So we're running Flame Lash on the front bar. Now look at those tooltips, 9826 for the base damage. I mean, that's fucking huge. Burning Embers is a 5k hit. You know, that's huge for initial hit. Look at Talons, man. I mean, that's over $1,000 per tick on the dot, and then we're also doing 5974 on the initial hit. It's a ton of damage. Fossilize is even hitting for almost 5k. Our Leap tooltip is 18724. Keep in mind, guys, like I said, with the proc on and continuous buff, you can get up to 20k on the Leap tooltip. Back bar Coag. Look how big that Coag is. That's a 9k Coag, guys. It's a huge Coag. Igneous Shield, of course. Volatile Armor is ticking for quite a bit. Almost 1,000 per tick, and it's also returning 1597 magic damage to melee attackers every time they attack us. It's a lot of Thorns damage. So keep in mind, all this stuff adds up, guys. Like, all these little things add up quite a bit. Cauterize, that heal is huge, folks. I mean, use it. It is really, really strong. And I'm going to iterate this again like I do in every video. If you're not using Mistform on a Mag DK, you're a fucking idiot and you need to put it on. Use Mistform. Okay? I will iterate that in every single fucking video I make for Mag DK. Shooting Star as our back bar is what we're going to be using for our back bar ultimate. I definitely would suggest this. I think Shooting Star is a great ability, especially in a 1vx scenario. And since we put Bloodspawn on, we're able to launch off those Shooting Stars quite a bit. So Bloodspawn was really crucial as build. I was originally running it with Valken Scoria, and I was getting fucked up. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, the damage from Valken's really good, but the ultimate and the resistance from Bloodspawn, I mean, it's really hard to pass up. But both sets are good. They both work well. So I mean, it really comes down to, you know, how you want to play. If you want to, I always found where I'm at with these two sets is that, you know, Mag DK lacks burst, and then if we're lacking our burst, then, you know, we're gaining ultimate. So I mean, it's really hard to choose which one's better, because I mean, it's really situational. In certain situations, Valken Scoria is better, and then other situations, Bloodspawn is better. But overall, right now, I think Bloodspawn's just been performing better. It's just giving me a lot more sustain. It's giving me the ability to kite and move and get out of really sticky situations. So just something to think about. Okay, well, let's go ahead and dive into CP so you guys can see what we're using over here in CP. So this tree is pretty much full. 43 points in a Blessed. We have 56 points in Elfborn, 43 points in Elemental Expert, and 32 points in Spell Erosion, and 56 points in a Master at Arms. Nothing in the Thaumaturge. I only have 23 points in Ironclad. If you want to take some of these Resistant out and put that in Ironclad, you can definitely do that, and it would work just fine. But this is just how I have my setup. Totally up to you. I've been considering putting 56 points back in there, so I might be taking some of this out. So just something to think about. Actually, I'm probably going to do that right now. So let's go ahead and we'll do that. So that's fine. You know, it's going to lower our crit resist a little bit, but that's whatever. We'll go ahead and look at the other crit resist here in just a minute. So I have 10% on Thick Skinned. I've got 10% Elemental Defender and 10% in a Hardy. Also running 43 points in a Quick Recovery. This is extremely important, especially in a light armor build. We're running 56 points in a Warlord for that extra break free cost reduction. 19 points in a Mooncalf for that 5% stamina recovery. This is going to work really well with Bloodspawn. We're actually achieving pretty decent recovery. Running 10% in Arcanist, which is 43 points, Arcanist, and 56 points into Tumbling to reduce that dodge roll, and 56 points in Shadow Ward. This Tumbling is actually really important in this light armor build because you are going to be dodge rolling quite a bit, so that's going to be a really, really important part of staying alive. So just for a quick recap, guys, in case I miss anything, we are running Tri-Stat Food. Apprentice is the Mundus Stone. Stage 4 Vampire. And also go over gear one more time. We are running Bloodspawn. If you want to use Valken Scoria, that's totally fine. But like I said before, I find Bloodspawn's working better. And also Rattle Cage. We're running 5 pieces of Rattle Cage. 1 piece heavy on the body. 3 pieces on the jewelry, all with spell damage glyphs. It's how we're achieving such high spell damage. And then we're running both weapons are going to be Rattle Cage as well. 1 sharpened, which you can farm pretty easily. And then we're running 2 reinforced Desert Rose shields with 4 pieces of Desert Rose on the body. So that's how we have this set up. Guys, don't forget to look at the footage at the end of the video. So I think I pretty much covered all the bases. Also, I've been getting a lot of questions recently. Oh, why not 511, blah, blah, blah. Look, guys, I'm just giving you a basis for a build, okay? This is what I'm using. Use what is comfortable for you, okay? I can just put the idea out there for you, show you what I'm doing, and show you what I can play in to sustain, okay? Not everybody's going to be able to play like me. Not everybody does play like me. Not everybody's going to be able to sustain like me. You know, none of us play the same. So do what you're gonna work best with, okay? If you don't have to use my build exactly like I build it, okay? You can take my idea and then make it your own. I put these ideas out there for you guys just so you have something to build off of, to create your own builds. You know, I'm just showing you what I'm doing at these patches to, you know, play the way I want to play. And now maybe there are some of you out there that do play like me, and if you do, then by all means my builds are going to work perfectly for you the way they are. But you know, if you want to go 511, run 511. If you want to run more sustain, put more sustain on. You want to run Valken Scoria, do it. Fuck, if you want to run Slime Crawl, do it. You know, I'm not going to get upset. By all means, use all that stuff. Do it. I'm not going to get mad at you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to implore you to do it. Just do it, do it, do it. So anyways, guys, don't forget there's going to be footage at the end of the video. Go ahead and shoot me a subscribe at the bottom of the page. And don't forget to stop by my website and check us out on Twitch. We are there pretty much all week long. I do take Wednesdays off. I am getting ready to start taking Tuesdays off as well. But I do stream all weekend and for most of the week. So anyways, I'll see you guys out there on the battlefield. And enjoy the footage and the Omen's Edge build, man. It's a great build. Have fun out there, guys.